New details in that officer-involved shooting in Ansonia earlier this week. The suspect in that shooting, Cornelius McCullough, went before a judge to face criminal charges. That suspect was shot by police after he allegedly shot at another car early Monday morning. Fox 61's Tony Terzi joining us live in Milford with what we're learning from the courtroom today. Tony?
Hey, Ben, we're live outside Milford Superior Court. Couple of new tidbits out here today. First, from the Danbury State's Attorney's Office, Stephen Sadensky. He released the name of the Derby officer involved in Monday morning's shooting, and also the judge for the arraignment today. She said that based on hearing the criminal history of the suspect, she decided to raise bond.
Are you Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
29-year-old Cornelius McCullough of Derby in court today for his encounter with 13-year Derby police officer Patrick Foley Monday morning at 7 at the intersection of Division Street and Atwater Avenue. Here's what Foley told dispatch.
I got two guys. I'm at Persian at Atwater. I got two guys hopping in my car. Get out of my car. Saying they're getting chased by somebody.
So McCullough and his 16-year-old cousin then got out of the cruiser, and less than 10 seconds later, chaos.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Foley shoots McCullough in the leg after McCullough allegedly shot at this dark-colored car driving by on Division Street, striking it twice.
Infinity going down Division. Send me an ambulance.
The driver of the car not hit. And police sources say McCullough and the driver of that vehicle had never encountered one another before.
The defendant was observed to fire a firearm. A Smith & Wesson .38 Special was recovered.
And this is the gun to which she's referring, laying in that spot on Division Street from which McCullough allegedly fired. And McCullough's record includes multiple felony convictions between 2010 and 2017.
There's a criminal weapon possession, 10 years, 3 years to serve, 5 years probation, assault on a DOC employee in 2010.
He's also got a violation of probation for a 2010 assault and has a second-degree assault conviction for when he escaped custody. Judge Maureen Dennis raised his bond from $300,000 to $500K. And we've also learned today that the officer-involved shooting, the use of force investigation, that portion of the investigation will be handled by Danbury State's Attorney Stephen Sadensky. The rest of this investigation, the criminal portion, will be handled by folks here, Margaret Kelly, who is the Assistant State's Attorney for the Ansonia Milford District. We're live here outside Milford Superior Court. I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.